Hey, you're listening to the Hustle Report by Profit Duel. Today, we are doing a deep dive into one of the most reliable, I think, yet highly regulated side hustles out there, becoming a notary public. It's a role that seems to appeal to almost everyone. You know, the person needing extreme schedule flexibility, the one looking for some stable supplemental income.
That's exactly right.
Because it's based on these essential, non-negotiable legal transactions.
Yeah, and what's so interesting is that the service itself is it's fundamental to the economy.
Right.
Whether it's real estate closings, legal affidavits, or, business agreements, the need for an official, unbiased witness is just constant. So our mission today is really to move beyond the basic steps and give you the real strategy. How do you maximize the profitability? What are the absolute legal minimums? And where are the financial traps?
Okay, let's start with the role itself. We hear Notary Public, and it sounds very official, maybe a little bit dusty.
A little bit, yeah.
But what is the core function you perform for a client? I mean, what are you actually being paid to do?
You're primarily a fraud deterrent. That's the key.
A fraud deterrent, okay.
Yeah. Your job really just boils down to two critical things. Verifying the identity of the person signing a document.
So making sure they are who they claim to be.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then ensuring they're signing that document willingly and knowingly. You're just an impartial witness, a verifier, and importantly, a record keeper.
So you're not there to read the terms of a loan for them or offer advice on a power of attorney?
No, absolutely not.
You're strictly focused on the ID and the mechanics of the signature itself.
Exactly. And we'll get into the legal limits on that later. But the core appeal for the side hustler is that this essential function, it just drives constant demand. It offers incredible flexibility. You are essentially a mobile appointment service. You schedule around your life, not the other way around.
And what are the bread and butter documents? Like, where's that consistent traffic really coming from?
It's a huge range, but the heavy hitters are always related to transactions where identity proof is just non-negotiable. So you're looking at affidavits, deeds, financial documents, and of course, the huge volume of loan and mortgage documents for real estate.
Right.
That consistent baseline of essential transactions is what makes the income stable. And, another often overlooked benefit is the professional knowledge you gain. You don't just witness signatures, you get familiar with a whole array of legal documents.
Which is valuable anywhere, really.
Absolutely. And the networking opportunities are fantastic. You're connecting directly with real estate agents, lenders, attorneys.
That stable income stream is really compelling. But how do we actually get commissioned? It's a serious legal designation, so imagine the path isn't just, filling out a quick online form.
You are correct. This is a highly, highly regulated field. And critically, the requirements are dictated state by state.
Oh, that's important.
It's huge. There is no federal notary commission. If you move across state lines, you start over completely.
Wow.
So we can outline the standard pathway, but you always have to remember to check your specific state's official website, usually the Secretary of State's office, for the real requirements.
Okay, so lay out that journey for us. What are the key stages we have to get through?
First, you start with the application and fee submission. You submit your forms, proving you meet the basic eligibility age, residency, a clean background check, along with the initial application fee. Second step is preparation and exam. Many states require you to pass a mandatory exam.
And this isn't just a formality, right?
Not at all. It's to ensure you understand the complex rules, the fees, the procedures that are specific to your state. You really have to study for it.
And if you pass the test and all the paperwork clears, what happens next?
Third is obtaining your commission. That's the official license. But the critical next step is meeting the mandatory liability requirements, which usually means getting a bond. And fourth, once everything is in place, including all your mandatory supplies, you start notarizing. And this requires strict, moment-to-moment adherence to state laws. Accuracy is everything.
You keep mentioning accuracy and legal consequences, which brings us perfectly to the counterbalance here, the risk. If you mess up, the financial consequences could be catastrophic for everyone involved, couldn't they? What are the protections and the hidden costs?
This is the most vital section of our deep dive. The risk is high. It's high because you are literally touching financial and legal documents that can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The second you are commissioned, you face liability.
So what does the state require you to do to mitigate that risk?
Every state requires a surety bond. This is a financial guarantee, usually in the range of a few $1,000s, that protects the public if you make a mistake.
It protects the public.
The public. It usually costs you maybe $50 to $150 initially, depending on the state.
Wait a minute. If the bond protects the public, does it protect me? If I make an error and the state pays out for my bond, don't they then come after me to get that money back?
That is exactly right. The bond is not insurance for you. It's a guarantee for your client. If they successfully sue for negligence, the bond pays out. But you are then personally on the hook to repay the bond company.
Okay, that sounds terrifying. So the true cost of protection must be something separate from the bond, then.
It is. The informed notary, the true professional, invests in what's called errors and omissions insurance, or E&O.
E&O, okay.
It's optional in most states, but it's completely non-negotiable in practice. E&O insurance protects you financially. It covers legal defense costs and settlement amounts if a client claims you made an error.
What does that usually run?
Policies typically start around $100 to $300 a year, but the coverage is just essential for peace of mind.
And beyond the financial risk, we talked about scope of practice. What happens when a client asks, hey, can you help me fill out this complicated legal section?
That is the classic trap. You have to maintain a limited scope of practice. You are strictly forbidden from providing legal advice, from selecting the type of notarization, or offering any guidance on the document's content.
So what do you do?
If the client needs advice, you have to stop the notarization and refer them to an attorney. If you don't, that's the unauthorized practice of law. It can lead to losing your commission and even criminal charges.
Okay, let's talk profitability, because this hustle has to justify all the legal rigor and the insurance cost.
Right.
The question is, do I make enough money notarizing basic documents to make this whole thing worthwhile?
And here is the critical distinction we found, the real nugget of this deep dive. General notary work is a tough way to build a reliable income.
Why is that? What's the baseline earning potential?
General Notary Public fees are often capped by state law. They typically average around $10 to $15 per signature.
$10 to $15?
Your signature. So even if a client has 5 documents, you might only make $50 or $75, and that barely covers your travel time and gas.
Right, especially when you factor in your E&O insurance and everything else. So if I'm only doing simple affidavits for $10 a pop, this is not a great side hustle.
Not a great one, no.
So where does the real money come from?
The serious money is in specialization. It's in becoming a notary signing agent, or an NSA.
A notary signing agent. Okay, what's that?
An NSA is trained specifically to handle complex loan and mortgage closing documents. You're working for title companies and lenders.
And how does that change the math?
It changes it entirely. Instead of charging per signature, you charge a flat fee per appointment, often called a fining.
And what do those fees look like?
Depending on your location, the complexity, how urgent it is, NSAs regularly charge $75 to $200 per appointment.
Wow. That's a huge difference.
Huge. If you complete 2 or 3 loan closings a night, you quickly generate serious supplemental income.
So the strategy isn't just to get commissioned. The strategy is to immediately pursue that NSA designation and the extra training.
Absolutely. You need the general commission first, and then you get specialized training and certification for loan signing work. Your initial investment is higher, but the financial ceiling is it's exponentially higher.
So we've established that the goal is professionalization, moving past just simple notarization to becoming a real notary signing agent.
Yes.
Let's give our listener the 5 most actionable steps to launch this successfully.
Okay, first, back to the bureaucracy. Confirm all your state requirements and get the necessary bond. Your state website is the only authority you should trust.
And since we know that bond doesn't actually protect you...
Second, purchase robust errors and omissions E&O insurance. Do not skip this. And aim for higher coverage if you plan to handle those high-value loan signings as an NSA.
Makes sense. What's third?
Third, obtain your certified supplies. This means your official notary stamp and, critically, your mandatory record book or journal. That journal is your best defense in court if a dispute ever comes up. Fourth, focus your promotion on B2B networking. General marketing is fine, but if you want that high-value NSA work, you need to network directly with title companies, lenders, and signing services. They're the ones who pay the higher rates.
And tying it all back to the incredible liability you face every single day, what's the last step?
Fifth, and this is ongoing, commit to continuous education. Laws change, regulations shift, legal forms evolve. Attending workshops and training sessions is not optional. It's a required part of managing your risk and being a professional.
The more you know, the safer you are. And more profitable.
Exactly. So, in conclusion, the Notary Public side hustle is an exceptional opportunity. It offers tremendous flexibility, but only if you respect its legal weight. The path to real income is through specializing as a notary signing agent, backed by robust E&O insurance and a dedication to legal compliance.
It really illustrates how leveraging a professional certification and immediately specializing within it is the difference between a minimum wage hustle and a truly reliable income stream. That's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Hustle Report. Catch you next time.